The celebration of Father's Day dates back circa 1908 to 1910 by most accounts. And depending on who you ask, it was either first celebrated in West Virginia or Washington State. And then the third Sunday in June was later designated by LBJ in the 60s as the official holiday. Whatever the case was on how the holiday came about, it's almost time to celebrate the father and father figure in your life, and to show your appreciation, we'd like to share with you a curated list of no-nonsense, elevated Father's Day gifts from our friends at Huckberry that are foolproof picks for even the most difficult to buy for dad. So let's jump right in. The baseball hat is a summer staple, and leave it to Huckberry to elevate the already classic silhouette. This traditionally constructed 6-panel hat is stitched together from a hard-wearing waxed canvas, ours here in navy, but available in various shades of grays and tans. Much like Huckberry's most popular product to date, the Flint and Tinder wax trucker jacket, the wax coating renders the cap highly water resistant, and it can be reapplied should the moisture barrier break down over time with regular use. We definitely classify this as a dad cap, so to speak, as the interior, mainly the front two panels, do not come with any reinforcement to maintain the shape, like you'd find on popular hat silhouettes like truckers or golfers. That being said, the thickness of the wax canvas is a bit more rigid than what you'd typically have with traditional cotton ball caps, so we found that it's more or less a middle-of-the-road wearing experience. Right out of the box, the wax canvas hat only comes with a slight curve to the near 2.5-inch brim, but it's easily bendable should you want a more aggressive curve, or conversely, you can flatten it out a bit. If you need a little steam can help with the process. And as a last note, the hat is crafted in Canada, and it features premium accents like a leather strap back closure and Huckberry branded brass hardware, which we feel really elevates a very basic, classic construction elsewhere. There's no shame in pouring the occasional drink straight from the bottle, but adding a decanter to the mix is a game changer. So is one with a topographic base and 4 matching rocks glasses. Similar to wine, allowing whiskey to breathe some fresh O2 will dry out subtle aromas and flavors that might otherwise slip past the palate. The hand-blown Whiskey Peaks Mountain Decanter and set of 4 American Mountain Rocks glasses use the profiles of Half Dome, Mount Whitney, Mount Rainier, and Denali. And with each sip, this topography becomes more and more visible. We also would like to note that the hand-blown glass is lead-free, which is obviously pretty good for the health, but it also avoids any contaminants leaching into your spirit over time. Plus, this alternative chemistry actually makes the pieces extremely lightweight as well. A pen is a no-nonsense, classic dad gift, and the James brand's the Burwell is one of the best there is, using a handsome-looking full-steel build, machined from 303 stainless, and beautifully matches the rest of the James brand's extremely well-designed EDC catalog. As the James brand's second click pen venture, the Burwell follows up 2016's The Benton, a limited edition EDC pen that had striking similarities to what we see now with the Burwell, like the slim, full stainless build with ample brushing, small dotted machining for grip, and a durable integrated stainless steel pocket clip. This time around, the pocket clip is even more integrated than the last. The clip is part of a piece of steel that threads on the topmost part of the pen to securely hold it in place, unlike what was the case with the Benton, where we saw the pocket clip jut out from the interior. The Burwell employs a simple yet effective grid of dot-like grip points near the pen's tip. A click deployant at the top, inlaid with James brand green, installs a popular Parker-style G2 refill, and the durable metal pocket clip does a great job of keeping the Burwell firmly planted in a pocket. Fully made in the USA from vegetable tan leather sourced from Pennsylvania's own Wickett and Craig Tannery and Filson's own hard-wearing twill and heavy-duty nylon thread, the Outfitter wallet is Filson's modern heritage take on the traditional billfold. We think this could be a great option for any dads that just refuse to adopt the cardholder trend, but need a solid update to what we assume is their decades-old, perhaps falling apart at the seams billfold they've carried around for years. Offered up in 3 earth-toned options, ours in tan, the Outfitter wrangles up to 10 cards with a lattice of 4 symmetrical slots on each interior face and 2 hidden horizontal pockets tucked behind. And for cash, the Outfitter uses 2 traditional edge-to-edge slip pockets near the outer face. The Outfitter also maintains a comfortable pocket-friendly 4 3/8 of an inch by 3 3/8 of an inch rectangular size, although when it is fully loaded out, in other words loaded to its max capacity, it does become quite bulky, so it may be better suited for a spot in the pocket of some cargos or perhaps utility pants instead. Whether or not your father owns a yacht or sailing vessel of any kind, he can still rip a page out of JFK's classic New England-inspired style playbook. The Huckberry exclusive American Optical JFK Saratogas are a 1-to-1 replica of the silhouette JFK could often be sighted wearing outside the Oval Office, especially while out to sea. The fully American-made, handcrafted, tortoise-colored acetate frames are beautiful. The hinges are beefed up with a construction of stainless steel, as are the temples with an internal steel liner, and the 54mm warm-tinted lenses are machined from nylon, but not the kind you're thinking of, the transparent polyamide kind. Additional fit details include a nose bridge width of 19mm and a temple-to-temple length of about 145, which are all-around solid proportions for just about any face shape, not too small nor too large. By the way, as the premium leather carry case states on the interior flap, American Optical has a long, storied history that spans all the way back to 1833. From their start in the Midwest, American Optical still continues to craft all their glasses with American craftsmanship, which we feel ensures the quality of each and every pair that leaves the factory. For the Saratogas, as well as most of their frames and lenses, there's a few care tips American Optical suggests to keep your sunglasses in top shape for the long haul. First, make sure your dad only uses a dedicated microfiber to clean the lenses. Yes, that means no paper towels, no shop towels, and no shirt hems. Also make sure to avoid ammonia-based cleaning agents to keep the lens's coating intact, and try to limit exposure to salt water or chlorinated water like swimming pools to avoid corrosion. Our next Father's Day essential is aimed at the tailgater, the outdoorsman, or the camper, to name only a few lifestyles that would benefit from the Rux Collapsible Gear Bag, aimed at organizing and transporting a loadout of gear you'd otherwise struggle to carry uncontained. A 15.7-inch by 19.5-inch by 13.8-inch build produces 70 liters of storage capacity, which you can load out to about 50 pounds max, and once you do so, the Rux Collapsible Gear Bag allows for 3 carry options, like a tote by your side, over the shoulder, or just like a backpack by way of these adjustable straps. 70 liters is quite spacious, and we put together a small loadout just to provide a bit of context here. We didn't max out the capacity, so as you can see there's quite a lot you can carry with this system beyond what we packed away. Our example included a jacket, a few thermoses, a ball cap, a first aid kit, a hatchet, a pair of lightweight binoculars, a waterproof EDC organizer, a multi-tool, and a pair of hiking boots. By the way, you can choose to use these 4 included flexible metal corner supports to provide the gear bag's natively unsupported frame additional support. They just slip into the corners easily and use a curved yet flexible metal construction to do so. The HT840D TPU-coated nylon renders the 70-liter gear bag impervious to rain, as does the quad-fold lid and taped seams. Speaking of, it's held on twofold. First, with elastic corners, which you can seat and unseat with these orange poles. Second, there are 2 rail clips that snap into rails that run along the length of the gear bag just under the lid. You can keep these attached and simply fold the lid back while it's still attached, as it's comprised of 4 panels, or remove the cover completely by undoing the 4 corner elastic tethers and the 2 side clips. And when he's back from his adventure, the gear bag collapses down to just a few inches after removing the included metal corner supports to easily stash it in the trunk of a car or the bed of a pickup. A pocket knife is another classic dad gift, and Vero Engineering, a new kid on the block in the competitive knife-making arena, offers fresh, clean designs that are well-suited for EDC. This fully blacked-out Vero Impulse pairs titanium and Bowler M390 for an overall 8.75-inch length, 3.75 inches of which are steel and 5 inches of which are titanium. It's both minimalist and thin at just 3/4 of an inch thick, but it's by no means a small folder, near 9 inches in length, that makes it feel sizable, and its build is surprisingly beefy. It's also just a touch heavy despite the titanium handle at a hair over 5 ounces in total weight. It's a very clean silhouette, and we say that because 1, the machining is definitely refined, but 2, there's very little branding and text, and what is applied is only applied in 2 subtle spots, on the pocket clip most obviously, but then very subtly on the blade spine just ahead of the jimping. Nothing on the sides of the blade as you'd normally find with just about every other knife around. Deployment is also somewhat a different experience, not so by way of the standard flip tab, but you can also use these rectangular blade cutouts where you normally find a full hole like Spyderco uses, or a set of thumb studs to flick the blade open with a finger. It's almost like a large nail nick. Or of course use the manual flip tab to deploy the drop point blade, the frame lock to keep it secured, and the pocket clip for on-person portability. To mark the 70th anniversary of the quintessentially mid-century dive watch, the Super Seawolf, Huckberry partnered with Zodiac to bring this exclusive rendition of the skin diver to life that resulted in one of the most interesting versions of the diver to date. If you do that math based on the 2023 collaboration release date, that's 1953, the very same year 2 other extremely notable horological icons from Rolex and Blancpain debuted as well. What we like most about the Seawolf divers, this collaboration included, is that you're picking up a piece of shared horological history with 2 other heavyweights for a fraction of the price. And if you weren't already clued in, the Super Seawolf was actually the first diver to use 15-minute markers on the bezel as well. The Huckberry Zodiac Super Seawolf diver offers a 39mm titanium case and a 120-click bezel, machined from aerospace-grade titanium as well, and it comes with a water resistance rating of 200 meters. The diver features a beautiful rich blue dial sporting a light-catching sunburst pattern emanating from the Super Luminova inlaid Dauphine handset, a solid case back engraved with both the Zodiac and Huckberry logo, and an STP-121 caliber at its heart that maintains a hyper-accurate 4 Hz beat rate and provides up to 44 hours of power when fully wound. And keeping the singular collaboration tethered to the wrist is a beefy 2-piece nylon strap with titanium hook and loop hardware with a branded rectangular design that's just a chef's kiss. As nonchalant and easygoing as fathers can be, it's never so easy to actually find the perfect gift. So we hope our Father's Day guide proved useful. We'd recommend using it as a jumping off point to peruse at your leisure Huckberry's laundry list of other Father's Day gifting suggestions, as these are but a few of our favorites among many more.